Hi, travelers. Tara here, back from my mini vacay. Thank you guys so much for those of you who emailed me and wished me a peaceful. It was great. This is going to be an elemental air reading for the signs of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. We have the transit. Mercury is retrograding into Taurus. There's also Uranus is starting to move into the last degrees of Aries. Due to be changing signs here in a few, I don't know, weeks. Let me see. Might be months. I'm not exactly sure. 1 second. And so this is really going to be some changes coming about for you. It will be moving across the second house, Taurus will. So please expect some wild fluctuations in money, property, communications, travel, bad weather. And with Mercury retrograding there, it may feel like you are just kind of stuck and you don't know what to do. This will be a general reading, and the messages will not resonate with everyone. So kind of take what you can, disregard what you cannot. For those of you who are who have your charts, go ahead and take a look. I'm going to be posting up later today the transit watch, and on 1 degree side. So we know if Mercury is retrograding into Taurus, what we want to look at is Mercury at 29 degrees or Mercury at 1 degree. Okay, 29 degrees Aries or 1. So if it's on whatever factors I post, it's going to be 1 degree on either side. It's going to tell you, alert you to, some kind of change coming up. Now, let's see. For those of you interested in personal reading, phone reading, you can always click on the little eye on the right-hand corner. That'll take you directly over to the site. For readings by phone, once you get there, the menu, you'll see readings by phone. Hover your mouse over that. A side menu will pop out, and then you will see at the top something that says important information on booking. Please read that before you submit payment and the booking form, because it's going to tell you everything that you need to know about how to book a phone reading with me. For those of you who are interested in a personal video reading, that information is explained on the tab. You can come over to the website. You can get your 2 free birth charts. You could create the first one yourself, and then I create a second one for you, and that's the one we use for the predictive astrology. I'm also going to be starting the extended individual monthly tarot readings to be posted up on the site. So there are website membership options. You can go over and take a look. If you choose to join, great. So let's see. We have a really cool conjunction coming up. May 17th. Jupiter will conjunct. Is this the one? Hold on. I think it's Jupiter conjunct Neptune. And that's going to be a pretty big one, and it's a rather rare occurrence. So we also have the true nodes of the moon moving. The true north node will be moving into Leo. Leo rules the 5th house. This is the house of pleasure, creativity, hobbies, lovers, children, self-expression. And then the true south node will be moving into Aquarius, and this is about friendships, networks, and groups. So this is really about you're going to have past life, people from the past showing back up. Why? Because either you've got to finish out that karma with them. You're going to discover that those people were really hidden enemies. And then you're going to have new people stepping into, particularly if your vertex is going to be touched. And that usually goes between the 5th and the 7th house. You don't have your chart, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. But the vertex is an electrical point that's stimulated when planets transit over that particular point. And this is about new situations and new people coming into your life. And so this is about trying to move through that old karma. And anybody that you've wronged in a past life will now, in situations that went wrong, you'll be represented. But in order for you to work through that, these people are coming back to pay you back. So this is, for those of you who have trouble allowing people to come in and help you, this is really about allowing someone to help you, or a situation come back, taking advantage of that. It's really going to be about stepping into who you are, as opposed to how you maybe interact with groups of people, organizations, and networks. So for some of you, this could even be old jobs, old bosses coming back. It's also going to be, old rivals, foes, and enemies. So because we have some transits across Libra as well. And Libra, we already know that Jupiter's in Libra, and this brings multiple relationships and multiple opportunities. Some of these will be good, some of them will not be good. So Jupiter is really in Libra is really about the discernment of what is good and what is not. It also rules your past, present, potential lover, but also your enemy, your rival, and your foes. And this is really going to be about people coming back from your past, and if not the actual past life people. And you're going to have to discern who really is your hidden enemy and who isn't, okay? Now, for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, elemental air, the first card that came out was the Tower card, okay? And Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Uranus rules that sign. And Uranus is freedom-loving. It represents sudden rebellion and liberation, the aha moment, the epiphany. It can also, sometimes things crumble quickly, things disintegrate rapidly. Okay, but at the time, we're not quite exactly sure, maybe, and there's probably a lot of loss and fear associated with that. But if you can turn it around and look at, oh, wow, I'm being given another opportunity to do something or to redo whatever it is, but make it more stable this time. So this could be about getting rid of old relationships, getting rid of old jobs. It's about moving in and realizing, oh, shit, how confined I was doing that. And now I'm being given an opportunity to actually go out and do whatever it is that I really want to do or need to do, okay? Let's see what the rest of the cards are. This is a mini cross. And again, like I said, I'm gonna be working the rest of the week on getting the individual extended monthly tarots up over on the website. So, all right, let's put down the rest of the cards and see what, right? Some of you, I think, if this has not occurred, it will be occurring. Some of you are going to be walking away from something. Oh, look, 2 Uranus cards. The Tower and the Fool. This is really about liberation. It's really about being liberated. Page of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles. And underneath the deck, the 5 of Swords. That's very apt. Now, for those of you who don't know much about the tarot, it's divided into 2 groups. We have the Major Arcana, which deal with our spiritual and our life lessons. And then we have the Pip cards, which are our numbered cards, the 8 of Cups, the 8 of Coins, but it also, the 5 of Swords, but it also includes our court cards, which are Pages, Knights, Kings, and Queens. I have 2 8s here, and the 2 8s say that you're going to get some kind of news that will affect the relationship. What kind of relationship? For some of you, this may be a romantic relationship. For others of you, this could be about work, a business partnership. This could be about some of you perhaps realizing you're going to have to maybe file for bankruptcy. Your business has collapsed. This is a really, really crazy financial time we're in with our new president who, is talking about ripping up trade deals. He's talking about renegotiating trade deals. He's lifting regulations and sanctions on all kinds of crazy stuff. Some of the people that are supposed to be our allies, he's threatening them. Then he's actually, ratcheting up the talk with our enemies. So this is really a crazy time. And the stock market, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. Whenever Mercury retrogrades into Taurus, Taurus is the sign of the bull. And that's why you hear the financial people talking about the bull market, okay? Well, Mercury rules communication, sales, negotiations, stocks, bonds, trades, travel, all of those things. And so what you're seeing, and even though you may not think that any of this stuff really is going to affect you, it does have a trickle-down effect. This is what the predictive astrology that I do on the website is all about. You can come over and say, look, I want to move, but I don't know if this is really the right time to move, or I don't know how this is going to affect me, or I just got to transfer and I got to move. I don't know how. That's the kind of stuff that we do over there. And we can kind of see what kind of pitfalls that may come up and try to point you in the right direction. Ultimately, you are responsible for making your own decisions. So don't think that I have all the answers and the astrology is going to solve your problems for you. You know, you're still going to have to act. There's some free will. But I can see that there is definitely going to be some new kind of information coming in. And I think for some of you, this could be right around perhaps the full moon that's coming, where you're going to have to walk away from something. Maybe it's something that you've been working on for a long, long time. Okay. But this card says that, you know, you've really already put in some hard work. This is the apprentice card. You've done. So in other words, you've got a lot of knowledge. You've got a lot of skill and you've got some experience. No matter what this is, whether it's a romantic relationship, there's something of value in what you have done. But yet we see that somebody has to walk away from something. And the reason why they're walking away is because they're no longer being, in a sense, fulfilled by whatever it is they've been doing, in whatever manner that means. But the 2 8s say there's going to be news that affect the relationship. Now, for some of you, this may have already played out. And for others of you, this will be playing out perhaps all the way through May and into June. We have the Fool card here. And as you can see, for some of you, this is going to be about a sudden, perhaps maybe moving forward, stepping into a new reality and a new world. The Fool card represents a new beginning. This could also be about a trip. So for some of you, there may be a trip that you've been planning. Maybe it's something that you've been working on for a long time. And suddenly Uranus brings bad weather. And with Mercury being retrograde, travel is affected. So for some of you, this could be about your travel plans being disrupted, okay, or collapsing altogether. But even though you may think that's a bad thing, shit, I'm just going to abandon that. I ain't going to deal with it anymore. The Fool card says no, to trust that this really is not as bad as you think it is. It's actually a liberation, okay? And it's up to you to figure out how you can turn that into something really good for you, okay? And I mean, literally, I've seen it. I was reading an article where somebody was talking about, an astrologer was talking about how Jupiter passed over somebody's MC. And usually when Jupiter comes into your sign, or it makes a contact point, Jupiter is the king of gods. And so when life does its worst, Jupiter is there to help you and heal you. The symbology is thunder. And it's also about oak trees and acorns. So if, you know, this could be about clearing away all of the debris that's on the land so that you can now plant something new to grow. From small acorns grow mighty trees, and oaks represent stability. Well, we know that whatever that was beforehand really wasn't something stable, okay? But this could also be the fact that maybe you've already planted those acorns and now suddenly you think, oh shit, it's never going to work. It's going to start coming for you, okay? It's going to start growing and bearing fruit. Here is the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups, pages bring news and they bring offers, okay? Now, I'm looking at, I want to say for some of you, there's a lot of water here. For some of you, this could literally be that there's something wrong with the foundation of a building or a house. Maybe you're trying to rent a new space, and then suddenly you find out that there's something wrong with the foundation of the building. This could even be about moving, because he represents going on a trip. It's about something occurring, something happening that completely and ultimately changes the outcome. You're moving in a new direction. Now, the Five of Swords is here to say that whenever you try to make changes like that, this could be a radical, sudden life change where suddenly people are like, what the hell are you doing? You know? And so the Five of Swords is going to be about fights and arguments and dissent, conflicting opinions. This is, the swords represent thoughts, belief, perceptions, ideas, communications. And you can see that two people, they finally just, they're tired. They just give up and they walk away. Okay? Now, there's a flip side to this. Usually when I see this, this means that you are the winner. Okay? You've won. But sometimes this is it really worth fighting for? Okay? Because sometimes there are no winners in this situation. And sometimes you really just have to walk away from something. This is quite an interesting spread. But it also speaks, it's a 5, so it speaks to hassles and delays. So this could be you wanting to move into a new direction. You get some information that's going to help you do that, but it's conflicting information. And maybe you're trying to explain to people what it is you're trying to do, or where sometimes you don't need to. Well, first of all, if you're an adult, you really don't need to explain what it is that you're doing. Yeah? As long as you can assure people, particularly if this is about family, this is not designed to hurt you. This is not designed, I don't really need your permission, but what I would like is your blessing in this. Okay. They don't have to accept or understand what it is that you're doing. And you really don't owe people an explanation. As long as I say you're doing it from a place that's positive. Let's go to the Sibilas here. For some of you, I dare say, I honestly think that if this is a career issue, really something is on the verge of happening for you. Something major that's going to free you up. Sometimes I can see, I've seen this where it shows up where, let's say you're in business doing one thing and you have a competitor. Well, something happens with the competitor and suddenly your shit is still in play, and suddenly you get all the recognition or the accolades or all of the business. Okay? And if that occurs, don't be afraid to step into that energy. Okay? You already know what you're doing. You already put in the work. You've got the skills. You've got the knowledge. And this is going to be your moment to step into the sunshine. This card says, trust and have faith in the universe. Okay? And step into something new. And don't be afraid to step into that new energy. You're going to have to trust that everything is going to be okay. Now, the flip side of that is not to be negative and naive. Okay. But this is what that card says. It says you still got, you're probably going to make a few mistakes. Okay. But then you want to go to somebody who has a bit more skill and knowledge and experience than you. So tap into those sources that you have. You may not agree necessarily with what they're saying, but there's a kernel of truth perhaps in what they're telling you. So you have to take that and figure out how to make it your own. Okay. Also, I'm going to tell you that if somebody comes to you with some kind of crazy ass idea, don't put a whole bunch of stock into it. Okay. Do your research, please. Wow, this is a beautiful spread. It really is. They look like ugly cards and scary cards, but they really aren't. You guys are being called to do something new, some of you. Not only do something new, but do it in a different place. And this is Saturn in Pisces here. And Saturn and Pisces are people who will literally kind of give you the shirt off their backs. They're very, very kind and very generous. It's a very karmic placement. I have Saturn in Pisces. It's a very karmic placement. And it is really about learning to value your own self and your own things, and to have discernment about what you give away, who you give it away to, and the spirit in which you give it away. Okay? And that is a lesson of Saturn in Pisces. And depending on where it falls in your natal chart, will tell you a bit more about it. So let's look at this Tower card. But something is happening for you. And this is literally going to be something from your past. This is the Sun in Virgo. So back to the time of August, between August 23rd and September 1st of last year, something that you've been working on is suddenly going to take off for you. Now, again, we have Mercury retrograding into Taurus, and eventually Uranus will be, it's in the last, coming into the last degrees of Aries. It will be hitting 27 degrees. That's a critical degree. And then once it moves to the 29th degree, that is the last degree. And then Uranus will move into the sign of Taurus. And so this is going to be really some wild speculation. You can either make a whole bunch of money at once, and for some of you, this could even be about making money on the internet or in some, through electronics or some new gadgets or some new type of invention. Why? Because Uranus rules inventions and it rules electricity. So this could be something new. This may even be something to do with, I'm picking up like the aerospace industry, some new kind of, why this looks like a rocket taking off and there's the moon. Isn't that weird how sometimes that works? Okay. So, you know, do your research and just be ready. Don't be afraid to step into it. And as always, seek advice. You know, don't just rush headlong into stuff. Seek advice. But, you know, don't allow your fear as well to prevent you from doing. And I think this is going to be, for some of you, it's going to be something that the universe is trying to move you into something new for yourself. It's no longer about what you've been doing for other people. This is about yourself. But the gift of the North Node and the South Node is to take the gifts of the South Node, the been there, done that, and move those gifts because you have that skill and that knowledge already, and move it forward. So sometimes this can be where it's about becoming a leader. That's also what the fifth house rules. It rules royals. It rules leadership. Oh, and we have Apollo moving into Leo, and he is the leader. He was like the god. He was a grandson of Jupiter, and he was the guy. He's a Renaissance man. So this could be about somebody coming into your life, that a CEO or a boss or somebody that you can emulate or that you admire. You know, learn what they did. Figure out and, you know, try to figure out how you can take some of the things that they've done and make that your own. But it's about being able to step into your own leadership role. And when you can do that, then you can benefit other people. Leo versus Aquarius. North Node in Leo, South Node in Aquarius. This is, I think, going to be great. And a lot of people won't agree with you. But again, you don't need their permission. Okay? You don't need their permission. And that may be that some of your friends will have to drop to the wayside. Well, if that's the case, know that your karma is done with them, okay? Because the South Node always can represent hidden enemies, past life enemies, people that you thought were your friends are really your enemies, okay? And then the new people that you meet are back to repay you some kind of karmic credit that's due to you, okay? So weird how that works. All right. Holy shit. Oh, excuse my language. This is, okay, we have the Lamante, female lover, same-sex, heterosexual, whomever's going to take this energy. The letter, emails, snail mail, invoices, documents. Remember, we're talking about electronic forms of communication. Remember I was saying that? And the Viaggio. And I really think for some of you, this is going to be a past lover come back. And if not a past lover, she's known as the shy woman who doesn't put forth her feelings. So that could just be the energy of the person. Someone who is loving. But I think this is someone, either you coming to the realization that this person is going to be the one to help move you forward. It could literally be you discovering that this really is the person for you. This is a sudden realization. This could even be maybe you meet somebody who is a past life connection. Okay. The thing about the letter, though, tells me that this is a sudden communication that comes out of the blue. Now, it is a spiritual card, and we can see that the lightning is striking. So this could be some kind of psychic activity or dreams. Okay. Aquarius is known to be highly, highly psychic, believe it or not. Particularly if Uranus falls into that sign. Let's look at and remember I said there's going to be some kind of news that affects the relationship. I want to take a look at what this Fool card is trying to tell us. And if that's the case, if this is about you deciding that you want to be with somebody that you, whatever the case may be, and you decide, maybe you even decide to move, or maybe you ask that person to come move in with you. Why? Because that person helps support your vision. They're there to help you move forward. And people are like, what the hell are you doing? You know, last time you did that, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Don't allow that to stop you. Okay? If you really know, or you really get that sense or that feeling, or you're being shown something, please listen to what your own intuition is telling you. Don't listen to what other people tell you. Because remember, they could be hidden enemies. And how do you discover a past life hidden enemy? Who is jealous and obsessive towards you, or controlling towards you when you're trying to move into a new space? That can typically be an indication that that person is a hidden past life enemy. Not always, but a lot of times. Wow. This is odd, and I'm not quite sure how to interpret these three cards. I'm a bit baffled by these. The three cards are the Donna Maritata, the Domestico, and then the Sacerdote, who is the priest or the counselor, but he's also the single man. But not only is he the single man, he is a 14th century priest. And in those days, priests, they had families. They drank, they had vices. And to me, the Domestico, the translation is that he's a collaborator. He's also a servant. He's someone who does things. He passes messages back and forth. But it can also be about the man returning. But what I'm getting is this energy is playing like something hidden, something under the surface that wants to come out. I don't know if maybe the person has been single for a long time and they're now considering, maybe they want to join forces. We see that this lover here, they want to join forces. Maybe this is about someone thinking about getting married or merging together in partnership. But I really am having a difficult time. I'm not going to bullshit you guys. I'm having a difficult time translating this Domestico. How about this? Let's pull one more tarot card on this to see if maybe that can give me a bit of clarity. I'm baffled by that. I really am. I'm baffled by it. I'm sensing it's the same person. Not that it's two different people. It's almost like the cards are saying, I don't even know. I can't. Well. Oh, well. And then, but look what's underneath here. I don't think, look, this is so funny because these are two separate energies. He represents freedom and he represents being chained or bound, commitment and stability. Look. Look at that. Can you see that? But the devil can sometimes be the energy of I have this weird theory that there is freedom and commitment. But then this can speak to karmic bonds. It's not always a bad thing. In some cases it could be. Sometimes this is about doing those things that we know we shouldn't do, but sometimes the devil energy is also about doing those things that make you feel good. Yeah? I'm going to pull cards on this devil. And maybe for some of you, it's like right when you think you're going to move into this new direction, it could very well be that an enemy shows up, a past life enemy. And there's conflicts. And it puts a halt to things in the direction in which you're trying to go. I'm picking up that this is a male energy. It's a male. It's not a female energy. It's a male energy. But then again, it could be the dichotomy of one person. He's conflicted about which direction he should go in. See, he fits more with the Fool card. And he fits more with the Devil. But if we put them in the way they came out, he's paired up with the Fool card. And he's paired up with the Devil. So I find that to be quite interesting. All right. Let's pull 3 cards on this Devil. Yes, I think someone is conflicted in terms of, see, we see the reunion, and he's already turned his back on that. He's thinking about moving forward, but there's the Costanza, and the Costanza speaks to the immutability of a situation, and I think no matter how much this person now, the Domestico with the Sacerdote, makes sense, no matter how much this person it's like that which you're trying to run away from, and you can't really run away from it. You may try to run away from it because you think it's going to be a hindrance, or it's going to cramp your style, or it's going to make you look uncool or whatever. But really what you're doing is you should go, you know that it's something good for you, but it looks like the devil. Okay. And that's what that's saying. Isn't that interesting? Okay. Those cards. Oh, holy moly. Y'all see that? Perfect timing. Oh, wow. Right when the buzzer went off, too. Okay. That just flew out. I'm going to read the meaning of that. And there's some kind of astrological timing here. We have Mars and Uranus. We have Uranus, and then we have Saturn here. We have 2 Saturn cards. And here is the Aquarius card. Venus in Aquarius, which is not a comfortable energy. And I think there's some doubt as to what's happening here. The reason why I say that is we've got those ugly clouds. Even the way they're drawn, they're all at an angle. It's just, you know, having doubts about something. Oh, shit. The Observe card flew out. And that is a major arcana. And if I'm not mistaken, that is the Hanged Man. Ah, that's right. The Jupiter and Neptune conjunction. Let's read the perfect timing. Okay. This is the perfect timing for the situation you've asked about. Move forward with confidence. Don't delay or hesitate, because an energy gateway, remember I was talking to you at the beginning about that vortex, is presently open for you. Conditions are right. Even if you don't feel prepared, rest assured that you are. Let's read the Observe card. If I'm not mistaken, this is the Hanged Man, which is kind of a weird energy. Yeah, go for it. No, wait. Let's see what the Hanged Man says. Yes. This is release, surrender, reconsider, patience, cycles, and perspective. A new understanding around matters of the heart is waiting to be revealed to you. Be still and observant. Now is not the time to take action. Instead, take a step back and wait. Reflect upon the relationship or issue. What is really happening? Release the need or desire to direct the relationship and simply go with the course of events. When you surrender to the experience, you'll learn a great deal and ultimately get what you truly need. Sometimes it's in releasing that we discover what we really need, as opposed to what we think we need. Trust the process, have faith in the journey, and let go of the outcome. Although forward progress may appear to be slow now is a time for patience. All things come in the appropriate time and cycle. Progress in improving a current relationship or finding a new relationship will happen when the time and the energies are right. There it is. Okay, now it makes sense. When you are open and receptive to the needed change, it will happen. During the process of simply observing, you can also gain a new perspective on your situation. How might you think differently about it? Look at your relationship through the eyes of an impartial stranger. What insights might that stranger offer you? Listen to the observations with an open mind and heart. By taking a fresh look, you'll bring in energies of awareness and transformation. The affirmation is, I now take a step back and observe my situation in a new light. And I think what this card is saying, it says, don't hesitate. In other words, it's saying don't wait too long, because there's a portal way open for you to step through it. Okay? And so while we're under the retrogrades, you do want to just kind of take a step back and figure out what it is and which direction you want to go so you can move forward. All right? August is the time frame for Leo. So it's not as though it's something you have to rush into like next week, tomorrow, whatever. So it is perfect timing. That timing is coming upon. It's just not here yet. Okay? It's just not here yet. All right. I hope that message helped. And until next time, namaste.